maybe the actors can join in as well, because I assume they were privy to that. You said you were researching cults, so was that the starting point, or were you interested in this particular situation?
I think I was always really afraid of groups that conformed. Like I remember being in a religious school as a kid and seeing people praying and being like, whoa, what's everyone doing? What are they saying? And so I think that's where the initial idea came from. And then I just started to, Antonia and I were talking one day and just, I was just like, what about, doing a cult movie that's set in modern day? Because so many cult movies are period pieces. That was where it started, and I just started researching. And what really changed is when I met people. I met someone in particular who shared her story with me. It was really moving, and she was very generous. And she was really the person that it's not based on her at all, but it was what she shared with me that made me understand emotionally, psychologically, what the process was like. And that really changed things.
So I'm going to bring the actors into it too. I was wondering if did you meet some cult members as well, or did you rely on Sean's research?
Well, I personally relied on Sean's research, but also when I read the script, it wasn't so much a story about a girl escaping a cult as it was someone going through trauma and how I would interpret that. And there's also, 2 weeks or something before getting the part and doing the movie, so I didn't really have the opportunity to talk to anyone. But Sean shared plenty of stories with me that helped justify lots of different things and have a better understanding. But the script on its own exists without the need of tons of other research because it was really thorough.
I had the wonderful experience of playing a character who had no idea what was going on at all. I didn't know anybody. And I think I brought that to the part. John?
Ditto. No, I didn't research cults specifically. The joke that seems to be saying these things is that there's an annual Charles Manson movie they try to make every year, and I've been approached to play different parts. I'm not interested in that story, and I was reluctant to even read this script, hearing it was about cults, but it was so much more interesting to me than that. So in talking to Sean, I just worked from subtraction personally to know what I didn't want to do, and to try to make a credible character so that Lizzie's character Martha would have some credibility herself with the audience. If it was Patrick, if all of us were two ridiculously evil, mustache twirling Svengali people, come over here, I'll hypnotize you. It just seemed like to try to make a normal human being that someone might want to follow was my job. Brady. Catch your own mic.
Dude, I'm like Mr. Magoo. I'm not even supposed to be here. I thought this was the bathroom. Yeah, I always operate from a place of subtraction. I think that knowing what not to do is kind of half the battle, but I will leave it at that. Go for it.
Okay, let's take some questions. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So I was really struck by the way you sort of intercut between her two realities. Was that very clearly expressed in the script, or was that something that happened in post-production?
The question is about the structure of the film and the cutting between past and present. How much of that was in the script, and how much of that did you find in the editing?
Yeah, the script was structured that way, and certain things were certain things were specifically shot for those transitions, and then other things we found. And there's a young man sitting out there named Zach somewhere who is extremely talented. We spent several months banging our heads against the wall trying to figure out exactly how to balance all that back and forth. And it's a balance. A lot of it is in the script, and then that sets the tone. So when you get into the editing room, you're also always looking to find new things.
Yes.
Kind of going off that question, did you film chronologically, or did you film from scene to scene?
The question is whether it was filmed chronologically. I guess whether you did like all the before stuff and then the after stuff.
Well, not completely, but we did get all of the stuff at the farm done in the first 2 weeks, and then the stuff at the lake done for the second 2 weeks. But within that, we didn't shoot chronologically. But I think we always tried as much as we could. But it was definitely good for everyone to go through all that stuff and then move on. It was like 2 different movies in some ways.
How did Mark put the character's real name and Marcy name in her cult name? Who's Marlene?
The question is about the names. Martha being the character's real
That was
name.
me.
The question was who is Marlene?
It's in there. It's subtle. Okay.
Okay.
So, well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's in the film. Maybe you can see it again.
It opens across the street on October 21st. Sorry.
Like what happens after the end of the film? Okay, Sean, if you'd like to.
You?
It's like what happens after you die.
No, I don't.
Do you want him to talk just about the decision to end it that way, perhaps? Okay.
Well, I wanted it to be. I wanted the film to be about this girl's journey through these first few weeks of trying to adapt and get back to this other life, and I just wanted it to be all about her journey, and I felt like the place to end would be when she's leaving, and so the same questions that you might have at the end are the same questions that she's looking over her shoulder asking. Who is this person? What's happening? So, no, I don't know. We ended the movie. That's all.
Something that I was interested in asking Sean as well. You never tell me, but
No, I really never. I mean, that was it. That's where the movie ends. And for me, like honestly, it ended there.
Elizabeth, did you have anything to add to that?
No, we didn't shoot anything else. That's how that's how it was always intended to end. And actually, I don't think we even never really questioned it when we were making it, but it's become such and I mean, clearly it's jarring a topic to talk about. But I think what I found interesting about this film is it starts and ends in transitions. The movie starts when she leaves, and the movie ends when she leaves again, and it's a whole new chapter. And if we were going to continue with that, then we would have a whole other hour and a half, I think, to show.
Yes.
Can you talk about getting the film funded and working with the Sundance Institute?
The question is about the funding and working with the Sundance Institute. Did you go through the lab for this film?
Yeah, I went through the lab, the writer's lab and director's lab, which was amazing. And the funding, my 2 producers, Josh and Antonio, and we had the script for a while and just kept showing people, and luckily got I think it started like when the short won a prize at Directors Fortnight at Cannes, and then that along with going through the lab, I think really helped, and then we got this just great group of small group of people who put up the money and were really supportive of us and supporting what we wanted to do creatively. But we just found group, different people and put it together piece by piece.
Yes.
Yeah, this is for Sean. The film probably doesn't need this, but I'm just curious. What do you think was the nature of the cult? What was it? What was it about?
A question for Sean about the specifics of the cult. What was it about?
I really, I kind of feel strongly about not talking about anything in the movie that's not in the movie because we worked really hard and spent a long time finding that balance, and everything we decided to put in the movie was what we wanted to share. And so I know it's kind of an annoying answer, but to be honest, it's like what was included was what we felt was important, and I think I don't know, whatever's in there and whatever you get a sense of is the nature of it. I feel strongly about not spelling things out, but just getting a sense and a feel, and it was more about what Martha was going through, and hopefully that was the focus, and hopefully you got enough of a sense of things to understand. But yeah, sorry.
Hi, this question's for the actors. I just wanted to know, what made you guys choose working on this film over others, and why, what the process was like, how it was interesting for you guys to choose this project, and how it was like to actually work on it.
Question for the actors, and why you decided to work on this film.
Well, I think I was the only person who auditioned for this film. I
That's
think
true.
everyone else was asked to do this movie besides me. Sean, like an unknown actress, I was in a stage where I didn't have any jobs really, and I auditioned the old-fashioned way. So my story's not that very much.
The script initially, and the sense that this was written by somebody who clearly knew what they wanted to do. The structure of the script, as Sean mentioned in the previous answer, reflected the structure of the film as it is now, and it was very impressive. And the ambiguity was there in that script. And then meeting Sean and talking about the character in particular and about what we wanted to do with the film.
Agreed. The story was really interesting. I thought the script was wonderful. For me personally, I haven't played a leader of men too often, so I was frightened of that. I'm usually the sidekick. I was frightened of that alone, so that was a good sign. And then in talking to Sean, he just seemed like a really stand-up guy, and he did the work. What can I tell you?
Get out.
Sean and his two partners, Josh and Tony, we made 3.5 movies together. We made a short film and 3 feature films together. I tend to make decisions about what I'm going to work on based on who's making the film. These are 3 guys I really believe in, and I think are supporting potentially what could be called an American new wave in cinema. And I know that's kind of a silly thing to say, but I actually think that's the case. And so, I'll read the phone book for these guys.
We have time for a couple more quick questions. Yes? Sorry. How did it feel to be Martha?
Yeah.
And did it change you?
I feel really lucky to have gotten to work on this movie. I think it's a truly original and unique story, and I'm happy to. I think what I left behind wasn't so much the character, but was really meeting all these great people who I now consider my closest friends and family. And so I think the best thing that came out of this movie is my relationship
guess we'll direct this at Sean, if you can talk about your collaboration with your next